Grand Rising to all my investors and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for coming through, tuning in to another entrepreneur conversation episode for this Monday. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all go back and check out the other episodes before this one's very important because, man, we dropping real good episodes just for my entrepreneurs out there, especially my new ones, my up and coming entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs that's been in the game for a short period of time and what have you. So this is what we doing this for. But today's topic that we going to be talking about today is creating you a marketing blueprint, creating a marketing blueprint, because it's very important to understand this is very, very much needed, man. Creating you a blueprint to where you can use this marketing strategy that you have with anything that you create within your entrepreneurial journey. You can be able to plug and play this marketing blueprint that you have created for yourself, because you have multiple entrepreneurs and businesses to use the same marketing blueprint with anything that they create, because it's like a plug and play. It works along the board of anything that they trying to create within their entrepreneurial journey and what have you. So it's very important. But before we jump into the topic, you know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit on that subscribe button. Hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop, and also smash on that like button so the algorithm know we dropping real content over here. But today, like I said, today's topic that we're going to be talking about is creating a marketing blueprint. And one particular company, is multiple companies that I can talk about and use as example, but this one in particular is something that I've been noticing for a while, man. This company, their brand and what have you is something, the marketing blueprint that they use is phenomenal, right? And the company that I'm talking about is Dollar General. You can go anywhere in the world. You can go to a small town. You can go to a neighborhood that's really not, developed and what have you. A neighborhood that's low income or what have you, whatever you want to put it as, you can always see a Dollar General. Just like when you working in like a town where it's a small town, you want to call it a backwood, whatever you want to label it. You working outside of where you from, right, in a small town, and you riding down the road and you run dab smack into a Dollar General. Dollar General, man, their marketing blueprint that they use is so phenomenal because they tapping into the areas where, is under serving and what have you, low income, or areas that's really is not a lot of population, what have you, but it's enough for them to be able to gain revenue through their business and what have you, right? Because that the marketing strategy that they have. Before I jump into the topic, I want to talk about their marketing strategy that Dollar General use, right? So the first thing that they use for as their blueprint is, product strategy, which they streamline product assortment, which each store carries around, they said, between 10,000 and 12,000 SKUs, which is schools and what have you, focused on the high demand of essentials like groceries, health and beauty, household items. So those are three particular things that's very major. And when you are living within an area that's very low income, right, or living in an area where it's not a lot of population, but it's enough for you to be able to make sales, those three essential things, health and beauty, groceries, especially groceries, the way the prices of groceries are nowadays, and you can find a store like Dollar General that can be very vital to you be able to save a little bit of money. And then the household items, you need household items to, they got cleaning product and what have you, paper plates, things that you can get for a cheaper price, right? And they're in the number two. This goes into number two. They pricing strategy, everyday low pricing. This helped with them to be able to sell items. So it said, by them constantly having low prices, this includes 2,000 items priced at $1 or less, been able to be sold and what have you, right? This is very major. especially where groceries is high. You got a Dollar General that's within your community, and it's a community that's very low income. This can save you some pennies, right? Especially when you in an area where the population ain't high and what have you, and people. And just to be honest, people within small towns, they don't really like big corporation, big chains like a Walmart, like a Kroger's and what have you. They like a Dollar General, especially if they can go get their groceries, their beauty and products. They can get their household items. They can care less about a Walmart because they saving money at the end of the day, which is very important, right? So number one is their product strategy. Number two, like I said, is their pricing strategy. They want to make sure they keep things that's affordable, affordable prices. Number three is place in accessible strategy. See, this is what I was talking about. So their strategy when it comes to this is very major, is in rural and underserved presence, right? So basically areas that's very don't get a lot of serving. A lot, low income areas, people don't really take a liking to or really try to focus towards and what have you. So with nearly, they said basically with nearly 19,900 stores, I'm gonna round it up to 2,000, 20,000, what have you, as of earlier 2004. So this is basically 2004. We in 2005. So they probably done open other stores within that time or what have you. So with this, with 19,900 stores, this is very good because if you are having a pricing strategy to where you serving people, see, that's their target market, that's their audience, people in rural areas and underserving served areas, right? Then you see them in small towns. So Dollar General been making a killing, man. When you constantly seeing Dollar Generals being made, they are making progress. They doing good. If you see Dollar Generals closing down or what have you, that's a bad thing, right? But you seeing Dollar Generals constantly been open, especially in areas where you wouldn't even think. Like I said, you working out at jobs out of middle of nowhere and it's right there. It's a Dollar General, right? So that's been a marketing strategy for a long time, man. Just, finding areas where they can be able to best serve and what have you. So this is very good, man. And they said within a place and accessible strategy, it's a robust distribution network. So they have multiple regions, distribution and fresh product center, support efficient logistics and inventory replenishment. So that's very important. You be able to distribute your products to different stores in a timely manner is very, very important, right? And growing delivery footprint strategically, partnership with DoorDash. That's very important because if you're doing DoorDash, you go and get orders. Sometimes you may get an order to go and pick up someone's groceries or from Dollar General, right? So we're by them partner up with stores like Dollar General, it makes it even much more faster in delivery, especially when people don't have to leave their house, right? Or they at work, they might be getting off late, or they forgot, or they're not going to have time when they get off work because they have to go. They got obligations somewhere else. They can always put in a DoorDash order and have it delivered to their house. So that's very important, man. Customer base. So customer base is one of their strategies, market positioning. So they target audience, they say, is historically D&G serves budget conscious households earning under 40,000 a year. So that's what I said. So that's their market strategy. That's their audience. Families that's making a total income 40,000 or under is something it's going to be helpful to them because where they using a part of their pricing strategy, right, helps them a lot, especially with families that's not making a lot. So they can always have support of families that's within that area of income and what have you. So that's very important, man, of their marketing strategy. So because I don't want to be too long on this topic because I want to jump into the actual topic for today. So the summary table, the components that they have within a marketing blueprint, the strategies that they use is product, price, place, promotional digital, customer target, and support tactics. So the focus in impact of this is, the product, core staples, private labels, brands. Which though, if you're a brand that uses private labels of companies that make the product, but they offer that type of service where you can put your name on it, they you can get your brand within the shelves of Dollar General, right? So that's something that they really use to help them and what have you. So high margin offerings, price, everyday low model, many dollar items, affordable value packaging. So that's very important because I think they said within that strategy that they use, the package they use some type of package where it allows them to be able to sell cheap and what have you, right? So it's very important, especially as being a business owner, entrepreneur, of how you package your things, right? You can use very cost effective packaging that's still of quality, that's going to allow you to be able to still make money on the back end and what have you. So they have place rule, like I said, rule and underserved, market potential, penetration, my bad, ineffective logistics, promotion slash digital, SEO, social ads, email loyalty programs. And a lot of companies use that loyalty programs where you get points if you buy a product for them and what have you. Some product you get more points for and what have you. So it all depends on how they got their loyalty program set up. Seasonal promos and what have you. Customer target is traditional, low income base, new appeal to higher income customers. And support tactics that they use is store expansion, remodels, delivery, services, and partnerships. So that's very important. So the final thoughts of this is, the marketing blueprint blends affordable with affordability, convenience, and accessibility across physical and digital touch points. So that's very important, man. So when you creating your blueprint as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure you creating a blueprint that's going to be effective, something that you're going to be able to plug and play across the board of whatever you're trying to do as an entrepreneur. Anything that you creating that's new, you want to make sure you creating a blueprint that you can use, something that's going to be effective for you and what have you. So let's jump into the topic for today. Like I said, man, today's topic that we're going to be talking about for today is creating a marketing blueprint, which is very, very important to do, guys. So I have a list of things that hopefully you can implement within your blueprint. What you want to do. If you want to create one thing, two things, use a couple things off the list. If you don't use none, just the fact that you showed up and listened, man, I'm very appreciative of that and what have you. So the first thing on the list is, man, we're gonna start with a one-page map. So basically, a one-page map, you're gonna really create an outline of your audience, and that's very important. You want to be able to identify your audience. You don't want to be all over the place, because you throwing things all over the place don't mean you're going to get a hit. So you want to hone in on that one particular audience that you're going to be able to serve, that one particular audience that's going to really need what you have to offer, is going to really need your services, whatever you are doing as a business, as an entrepreneur, right? You want to make sure you narrow it down and you really hone in on that target audience that you are looking to be able to serve. The next thing is your goals. You want to make sure that you definitely jot down your goals. You know what I'm saying? What goals that that you shooting for, what have you. Always can change these goals, right? You can take some off, you can add some. So it's all up to you. Whatever is going to fit you best, whatever is going to help you out, that's what you go for, right? And main marketing channels. So what marketing channels you going to use? You got marketing channels far as Instagram, Facebook, all the social media things that's out here. So you want to make sure that you are using marketing channels that's going to be very effective. You got to one thing you got to understand is all platforms and channels don't work the same. So you want to make sure you are using a channel that's where your majority of your target audience is at and what have you. You know, you don't want to use a platform that's not going to be useful to you and your target audience is over at another platform. So you basically wasting your time marketing, using your marketing dollars, however you going to spend that, however you going to do your marketing, you wasting time, right? So you don't want to do that. And that's very important. So when you doing that, you want to, the main thing about this is, you want to create you a marketing template. You can first, create, write your business name, your product and your services. That's very important. You want to make sure you have everything down intact before, you go further. You want to make sure your blueprint is good. Number two is define your hero customer, right? Who is your customer? What's their age? What's their habits? What's their problems? You know what I'm saying? What their desire, right? You want to make sure that when you are marketing, you speaking directly to them, right? You want to make sure it's exactly like I said. It's very important because you don't want to be speaking to the wrong age group. You want to be speaking into the wrong group, right? Because a lot of times we create something and it's not geared towards the people that we actually trying to market it towards, right? Like if you have a t-shirt business, you creating a t-shirt, but the designs and the words that you have on there, you trying to market it towards people 35 and up, but the designs and stuff that you have on your shirt is more towards 25, the groups within 20 and 25, within, you might as well say 20 and 30, right? So you want to be very mindful of that and who you marketing towards. So you say, okay, what can I do, right? So the customer profile that you want to create a customer profile of who are they, which is their age, their gender, their lifestyle, main problems or their needs. So you want to be able to jot their main problems down or their needs. Then the next thing you want to do is what do they value the most, right? So what do they value? What are they particularly looking for and what have you? What catches their eye, their interest and what have you? And another thing you can add in your customer profile is where do they spend time at? You know what I'm saying? Online. Where is like I said, it goes back to the marketing channels. What platform they use, most, they spend most of their time at what sites and what have you. So you want to be able to, when you be able to create that avatar, that basically your customer profile, you're going to be able to, that's going to help you a lot because it's going to save you time. You're going to know how to hone down and focus on that one particular area that you need to be at and what have you. So that's very important, right? The next thing on the list is you want to craft you a one sentence promises, right? And this is something that, is a powerful sentence that's going to explain what you do, who you doing it for, and what have you, and what is value, right? Why is it valuable, and what have you. So this is very important when you creating you a one powerful sentence, because this is something that's going to guide you. This is going to be something that's going to keep you with an understanding of, okay, this is why I'm doing it. This is what I'm doing it for, right? This is who I'm doing it for. You got your target audience. This is who you doing it for. This is why you doing it for, right? Then what is valuable about what are you doing? What's valuable about it is because now you helping people that's at need, people that's really looking at whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur, right? What is the demand? What is the need? What is people missing? This is why it's valuable, because you creating something that is new, something that's not been that's haven't been created yet, that people need. This is where you come in at. This is what makes you important as an entrepreneur, right? This is something that's going to give you longevity, because this is something that people are missing, right? Just like No, I ain't gonna waste no time. I don't want to waste no time on that. I was gonna give an example, but I don't want to get I want to get sidetracked because sometimes I can get long winded and sidetracked of what I really need to be doing. So I'm not gonna do that. So that's what you want to do. Create you a one sentence, of a promise to yourself. Just for example, like we help busy moms save time by delivering health pre-made meals every week. This is something that's gonna. This right here is telling you who you doing it for, right? Who you doing it for? What you doing it for, and what's the value in what you doing, right? So, like I said, let me read the example again. We help busy moms save time by delivering healthy pre-made meals every week. So, okay, so when you breaking it down, what you do? So you explain exactly what you do. So you making meals, pre-made meals, healthy meals at that. Okay, what are you doing it for? You're doing it for busy moms, right? And why it's so valuable that you're doing these healthy pre-made meals for these busy moms? Why is it valuable? It's valuable because it's saving time, right? You see how that works? So you have something of substance. You have a service that busy moms need, right? So this is very important. That's why it's so important for you to write that sentence. So now you're breaking everything down. So now you have a reference point. Now you know why what you doing, what you doing it for, and what's the value of why you doing it, why it's so valuable, and what have you. So this is like a guide, man, just to guide you through what you're doing and what have you, keep you focused, right? The next thing is you wanted to study your competitors, the people that's within your field. You can study 3 to 5 competitors or how many competitors that's within a field that's successful, that's big, and what have you. You say you want to know what's working for them, what's missing, and you want to find your opportunity gap, right? And that opportunity gap that I'm going to talk about, the opportunity gap is what is missing. What is the opportunity within that field? Okay, what is your 3 to 5 competitors is doing that works for them, but what is actually missing that the people within that sector that are the customers, right, or that is the clients, that they are demanding, what they are constantly saying they wish existed within that field or within that sector that you are doing as an entrepreneur. What is missing? What is going on, right? So what is find your opportunity gap. When you find your opportunity gap that's going to help you, that's going to be major, right? Now you are creating something of value. Now you are creating something that people need. People been asking for. You are answering the problems that people are having, right? You are the problem solver. Now you are creating the idea and you bringing it to fruition, something that they can use. This is very important, man. It's very important to understand when you study your competitors and you see, okay, this is what's working for them, but this is what's missing. Even though this is working for them, this is what's missing. This is what people are constantly asking for. This is what people are saying that's missing or wish they had and what have you. You know what? This is my opportunity gap that I'm going to use to carve out my lane, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to shake things up by what I'm going to create and what have you. So that's very important to understand that, man. Make sure that you are, what I'm saying? You can write down your top 3 competitors within this blueprint. You creating yourself a template. You can write down your top 3 to 5 competitors and what they do well. You know what I'm saying? What is they successful in? Because yes, you might want to create something, because you got to understand we all going to have the basic service, but what other services that you're going to be able to create that's going to be different, right? So you want to write down what they do well, and also you want to write down what is missing. What is your gap, right? What is your gap? See, when you want to create this blueprint template for yourself, you want to use this. You want to make sure this is something that is going to be like a guide. This is going to be something that is going to help you. Stay focused. This is going to be something that's going to help you create something that is needed and not something that's already that people already have that they don't need and what have you. So, like I said, within this guide, your competitor and your gap analysis, you want to write down your top 3 to 5 competitors, what they do well, and also what is missing which is your opportunity gap. What is missing? What is missing is very important. Next thing on the list is select your 3 core marketing channels. What is going to be your marketing channels, right? Choose the platforms that your audience is actually spending time at. See, a lot of times we don't understand that, especially as entrepreneurs. We just know that, okay, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got what's that other one we have? What's the other one we had? Let me bring that up. Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. We got different platforms out here, right? But all platforms don't work the same. You can't market like you might market some on Instagram. You can't have that same marketing strategy or that same post and put it on Facebook. Every platform works differently because you got different audience. Like Instagram, you got a lot of younger to middle aged people, buyers and what have you. Well as Facebook is more like you have a lot of older folks on Facebook. You have your mother, your father, your grandma, your aunties and what have you. They don't really mess with the Instagrams. They don't really mess with TikTok. So you have to use different marketing strategy. So find out what top platforms that your audience that you're trying to target is at, where they at, right? You might have only 2 platforms that you see that your target audience spend a lot of time on, right? You might have your target audience might spend a lot of time on Facebook, well as the other 3, Instagram, X, or TikTok, right? Or you might have your target audience might spend a lot of time on Instagram and TikTok, whereas they don't spend a lot of time on X or Facebook. So whichever platform they spend a lot of time on, YouTube. And I don't want to forget about YouTube. You got so many other platforms out here that you can use, right? So just do your do your research. See what where they spending a lot of their time at, right? You want to make sure you understand that, right? And what platforms and other platforms you can use as, you can see if they like to use social media platforms, they like emails more, community events. You want to make sure you focus on the first thing. You want to focus on the thing that's going to that they spend a lot of time at, because like I said, you don't want to waste time marketing somewhere where they not even spending time. They're not even going to see even 5% of what you post, right? So you want to make sure you focusing on the exact platform that they're using. Like if you got a lot of people, you got people out here that like emails, like email marketing, right? You got some of your audience that spend a lot of time at community events. So you might want to have a community event that's going to draw your audience out there so you can be able to introduce them to your services, to your business, whatever you're doing as an entrepreneur. So it's very important to understand that, man. Understand your marketing. So you want to make sure you write down your 3 within this template. You want to make sure you write down at least 3 platforms of what your target audience use and why they use this. What is their purpose? Why they spend a lot of time on here? What they looking for on this platform and what have you. So that's very important to understand that, man. To do that. And also, let me go back. I want to say this. Make sure within this template you create your marketing goals. You want to make at least 3 measurable goals for your next 90 days. It's very important to do your next 90 days and measurable goals, not goals that that you're not going to reach within 90 days, but measurable goals, reasonable goals, because you don't want to create goals that is impossible to hit, because now this is not going to do nothing for your motivation, your mental psyche, nothing. So you want to create goals that are measurable, something that you know you're going to be able to reach, that's going to keep you motivated and what have you. So that's very important to include in your marketing blueprint template that you are creating. Very, very important, guys. Um, and within this template you want to create, next thing on the list is create a 90-day campaign calendar, right? Within this calendar, you want to make sure you are planning your content themes, launch dates, and what have you, promotions, different things that's going to help you stay on track within your marketing and what have you. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's I hate this little. I hate these little pop up, man. It's messing up. I gotta get. I was using this program. I forgot. I updated. This is one of my old computers. I updated it, and I was using the program for the slideshows. I forgot the name of it, so I got to remember it and what have you. So excuse me if I have to go and exit out of that. But like I was saying, man, um, your 90-day calendar. You want to plan your content theme. It's very important, have you a content calendar so you'll know what dates you're going to focus on your content and what have you, because you don't want to be all over the place. You don't want to be like, you know what, today I'm going to create content. I don't feel like. Now you have something, a calendar you can look at. Now okay, on this day, I'm gonna shoot nothing but content. I'm gonna have it ready and what have you. You want to make sure you have a calendar where your launch dates, because this is very important, because you might told your core audience like, hey, I'm gonna have a launch date. I'm gonna launch it on this date, or have a launch date of what's going to be going on, and you forget all about it because you haven't jotted down. You haven't really, you didn't put it on your calendar. So these things are very important. Promotions, you definitely want to jot down promotions, because promotions, people love a good promotion, right? People love to come and see what's going on, especially when you got great promotion that you put together. This is very important to do, man. Playing your content theme, your content going to be everything. Your content is going to be something that's going to help draw eyes onto you as an entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, right? I'm not saying you got to have the perfect content. Have the most authentic content, right? Content that's very understandable. People can understand what's going on and what have you. So within your marketing template that you created, you want to make sure that you can create, you can jot down um a couple content themes that you're going to have, your topics, your angles within this content. If you want to use quotes, post up quotes, you want to use video content, you want to use photo content, whatever you want to do that's going to connect with your audience of people that you're trying to target. Is very important to understand that, guys. Make sure you have your content theme in place. And this is very important. Have you a 90-day content campaign calendar, because this is like, okay, I'm going to be 10 toes down these next 90 days. I'm going to make sure I'm doing my content. I'm going to make sure I'm consistent, because trust me, yes, you may see a lot of other different entrepreneurs out here, other different content popping up on your timeline. That really is not really anything of substance, not really anything of quality, or that's not very creative, right? But the thing is, the difference between you and them is they show up every day. They consistent. So you want to make sure that you are consistent. You showing up every day. You got your content calendar. You got everything in order, everything ready. So you want to make sure that you keeping your marketing consistent, right? But flexible. Consistent but flexible. Consistency is everything. People are expecting you to show up, so you got to make sure you showing up. You got to make sure you're there, you ready to go, and you flexible and what have you, right? So that's very important to do that, guys. Very, very, very important to do that. So the next thing on the list is set measurable milestones, right? This is basically, you be able to define small goals that you create for yourself, be able to track your goals, right? And these things is something like, your followers, right? your leads, your engagements, your sales. This right here will help you to see your progress that you're making. You can see like, okay, this X amount of followers that I have from last week to now, I may gain 5, 10 more followers, your leads, your engagement. Like I have certain people engaging in this content that I post, right? Versus this. So these are type of things that you want to keep. You want to define them, right? Your small goals. You want to be able to track your goals because this is the progress that you're going to need to be able to see because this is the thing that you are using. This progress that you're using to measure, right? To see what you may have to do differently, which you may have to take away, you may have to add, depending on what that you are the information that you are seeing, right? So you want to be able to track your followers, your leads. You want to be able to, these are goals, especially when you are gaining followers, you are having successful engagements in your post and whatever your content is, right? And you making sales. I don't want to leave that out. You are making sales. You got everything going. You starting to make sales. You definitely want to track your sales. It don't matter if you're making one sale a day, right? That one sale can turn into 2 sales. It can turn into 3. You want to be able to track your goals because now you can see, okay, this is what's working. This is what's not working. So you want to be able to track your goals. This is something that you want to be able to measure your progress. Because if you don't have anything to measure your progress, you're not going to know if you are doing anything correct. You ain't going to know if you are being successful at what you're trying to do, right? Because if you can measure your progress through these things, that will let you know you're doing something right. That can help you stay motivated, right? That can be like, okay, people love these posts more than this post, so I'm gonna do this more because this is gaining me attention. This is gaining me traction. This is helping me with leads. This is helping me with sales engagements, and also I'm getting more followers because they loving this. So this is what you want to do. Track your goals. Make sure you are defining your goals and you're tracking them at the same time because progress is key. You will definitely want to understand the progress that you're making so you can continue to duplicate the progress that you are making. Very, very important, guys. Track your goals and what have you. So, and within your marketing blueprint template that you create, you can create 3 months where first month you focusing on this, second month you focusing on that, and on the third month, which is be the 90 days, you focusing on this. So it's very important to understand it. So like example of that is like month 1, you can focus on just your awareness, right? Okay, your awareness. Now you letting people know who you are, introducing yourself and what have you. And number 2 is your engagement. You can focus on engagement in the second month, which is key. In the third month, you can now focus on your sales push, your pitch, your push. When I say pitch, but your sales push, because now people are aware of who you are. People are aware of your services, or people are aware of your brand, right? And now month 2, you are getting engagement that you're looking for, right? People are engaging in your content. People are sending you messages. People are putting comments underneath your post. Might be asking, okay, when is this launching? When is this coming out? I love it, and what have you. Now you got the engagement. So month 3, now it's time to start selling your services, selling your product. Now here goes your sales push. Now you have people willing to buy from you because now you introduce yourself. You got the engagement going. People are anticipating what you have to offer and what have you. So that's very important to understand that. And the last thing on the list is review and refine monthly, right? So basically you want to treat your blueprint as a living document, right? You want to be able to review your results, keep what works, cut out what doesn't work and what have you. So this is very important. it's very important to review, what's going on. You can do at the end of the month, do a monthly review, see what's working, because you don't want to continue to do things that's not working, right? If it's not working, cut it out. If it's something that's working, add more to it, right? Add more to it that's going to continue to work for you. And that's what's very important, because this is going to be your blueprint. This is something that you are creating that you can use like a plug and play, that you can use on any business endeavor that you create within you being an entrepreneur. You can plug this marketing blueprint up, and you can and it's going to produce the results that you're looking for, right? So you also want to be able to test new approaches that you take within being an entrepreneur. It's very important to understand that, because this blueprint is a living document of what you're going to use, right? So definitely you want to review your results. You want to see, okay, this is the results I got from doing it this way, doing it different little things. This is the results that I got. So if you review the results, things that's working, you keep it. Simple to that. Things that's working, you keep it. Things that's not working, you get rid of it, right? It's not working, right? So it's no reason for you to keep it. So within your blueprint template that you can jot down, you can make a review and adjustment. So data of the last time you reviewed your blueprint, make a date of it. What's working, jot down what's working. Then also you can jot down what needs to change, right? What changes need to be made, right? So it's very important that you create that blueprint template for yourself, so you can absolutely understand and know what is going on, guys. And that is all I have for y'all for today, man. So if you can, like I said, if it's something that you found that you can use in your marketing blueprint that you created, I'm happy to be able to here to help you. If it's something that you didn't find that's going to be beneficial to you, that's fine. You can always come back, listen to this episode, and add something to it that you feel like, okay, this might be, let me go and back and listen to it and see, I might have missed something. So this is like these shows right here for you guys, especially my new entrepreneurs that's just got in the game and what have you, or it's been in the game but not long enough. This is these episodes are reference points that you can come back to, just in case you missed something, or you want to listen to something over again that might be helpful to you. This is what it's here for, guys, man. That's why I say, man, I'm happy that y'all tune in each and every week, man. This right here for me, man, is the way that whatever research I do, I'm giving it back to y'all, because this is some things that I'm using myself to get an understanding, or some things I implemented within my brand to help me flourish and what have you. So this is what's very important to understand. Thank you guys, like I said, for tuning in to another Entrepreneur Conversation show on this Monday. Glad y'all came through. But other than that, man, make sure y'all tune in each and every Monday. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode dropping. Also, smash on that like button, man, so the algorithm know we dropping real content. We drop real content over here, guys. But other than that, man, like I said before, this channel is going to change to Invest Media, because I'm trying to keep everything under one umbrella. So it's still going to be, you still can come to this channel and watch your entrepreneurial conversations, but that's just going to be something that's within the Invest Media umbrella, right? So I also working on another show called Entrepreneurial Post. I don't know when I'm gonna drop a new episode for that. I'm gonna drop the first episode for that and what have you. Entrepreneur Post is basically, I'm just going to give you something that's going on within the entrepreneurial world and what have you. That's what we're going to be talking about. It's going to be something that's, light, easy, quick to the point, what have you. And also we're going to have Invest Brand TV coming to just basically give you on a brand side of things, the clothing side, just give you a background view of what's going on and what have you, day to day, and what have you. So definitely tap on in, guys.